Hey guys, it's me again. I just wanted to make an update video for you guys. I did tell you in my last video that I was going to a doctor's appointment for my pre-op for surgery that I am having done on the 14th, which is this coming Monday. Unfortunately, I was unable to record. There was signs everywhere saying you couldn't take your phone into the room. And if you did, it had to be off just because they didn't want any pictures or recording happening. And I think that's part of just any rule when there comes to patient privacy. So, yep, so that happened. I don't know where to start. So I talked to my doctor and I finally got an answer from him. I did mention that Dr. Robert Smith in Burleson, Texas performed the Essure reversal, and back in October of 2018, I had an HSG, which is where they inject dye into your tubes to see if there's any free spill, meaning that your tubes are open and there's no complications with conceiving. However, every time I would talk to the doctor and ask him, is everything good? He told me, yeah, you're good to go. He even prescribed me Clomid, which is a fertility medication to help me conceive. And my husband got checked. Everything came back normal. So now on my appointment, which was yesterday, I finally asked him, can you give me a more direct answer to my questions? And he did. He seemed puzzled. He kept on looking at my chart, and he did say, well, it looks like your tubes are closed. And he says he's not sure if it's where he tied the tubes back into the ovary or if it's something else in the ends. I've had kids, so I know that it's not any problems where my ovaries are connected to my tubes. It's more of where the incision where he sewed my tubes back together, I believe, is the problem. So as of right now, he told me that he has to do a diagnostic laparoscopic, I think that's what it's called, where he's basically gonna go in surgically and through my belly button and go in with a camera, and they're gonna shoot water, a blue water based dye into my cervix to see if there's any free spill, and he can see it physically himself instead of just do an x-ray like they did with the HSG. So that surgery is going to be happening Monday on the 14th, and he told me basically the next step is just to see where the problem is. And if the problem is where he sewed my tubes back together, he said that he is going to have to untie them and let them grow back together naturally. Not quite sure how that works, but I mean, it's tissue, anything grows back. It might be like when women get their tubes tied. He probably has to take that kind of approach, but that does mean that if in this surgery, if it shows that there is a blockage, which now I'm 100% sure that there is, and it could be scar tissue, or it could just be that he sewed them too tight and caused the tubes to stay closed. He basically said there is a solution, and that would be, if it does show that it is closed, that there would be another surgery. And that surgery means that he's going to have to go through the same incision that he went through when he first did the Essure reversal. And that's through the C-section. And let me remind you, never had a C-section with none of my kids. And had the first C-section done when he did the Essure reversal, which was the most excruciating pain. I had really, really bad complications from that surgery where I ended up being released the following day. I was supposed to be an outpatient, but I ended up staying an extra day just because of the severity of the pain and discomfort. And then went home and, well, I actually stayed with my uncle because my husband was on deployment, just to be safe that, someone was helping me out because I couldn't move or do anything. And I had complications where my intestines stopped working. I wasn't able to eat, drink, swallow, do anything, pass gas, nothing. Like, my intestines just shut down. And I was told that can happen during surgery, and in a sense, it's kind of like organ failure, but it's not an actual organ. It's your intestines, or maybe that is an organ. But they told me that everything just shut down, and it could have been to the over dosing medication that they gave me at the hospital to help me with the pain. I have an extremely high tolerance for pain, extremely high, above average than most. I like really can handle a lot of pain. However, with this surgery, I was in a lot of pain, and they over medicated me with morphine. To tell you that even with the morphine, I was still wide awake. I was screaming, yelling, because that's how much pain I was in. And I think it was more because of the discomfort that they fill you up with air, and that air was not moving. So I think that's where most of the hurt and pain was coming from, because my intestines weren't moving. They weren't releasing the air. It was just building up. So imagine a balloon. You're going to fill it up with so much that eventually it's going to pop. Well, with my case, I was filling up, and I was filled up, and I couldn't pop, and I couldn't release all the gas or anything. So I think that's what made it a lot worse. But however, he did say that he would have to go in through that same incision to be able to do the untying and fixing the tubes. Not looking forward to that. I pray that with this this surgery that we're having done Monday, he's able to find a better solution where he can just go in through the navel and try to see if he can open them that way. I'm praying for that, because I'm not looking forward to that pain again. I think I really got traumatized from my past surgery, from the Essure reversal, and I had seen a lot of women that their doctors did the Essure reversal through their small little incisions in their stomach, and they were able to conceive and they were fine. However, with my situation, I guess the doctor felt more comfortable opening up and making sure he saw everything, so there wouldn't be any mistakes, or the possibility of having a hysterectomy, because they're not able to control bleeding or anything. So I think it was more of a personal preference. So yeah, that's gonna happen. I have a surgical consent form here in front of me. That's what I keep looking down at, and I'm just reading to see if I can share everything else with you guys. Like I said, he is going in with a water-based blue dye, where they inject the blue water into your cervix, and then he's able to see if it spills in your uterus. And if you search on YouTube laparoscopic tubal surgery, it's going to show in there exactly a procedure of what they're going to be doing to me. And hopefully, if there isn't really that much of a scar tissue or blockage, and maybe this dye will push the gunk out and maybe open them. I'm praying for that. But in this x-ray, he just told me a lot of things that can possibly happen, such as sensitivity afterwards to a lot of numbness, or to the point where people have had to have hysterectomies. He just told me that he's never really had a situation arise like this, but still had to sign all these paperwork to let me know of all the possibilities of things going wrong. And didn't feel comfortable, but what else am I gonna do? I have to, if I'm trying to conceive, I have to find every possible solution to my problem, and you gotta keep trying until you find the one that fits and works. So as of right now, Monday, I will be having the surgery. I do have to arrive a little earlier. There was, I guess, a miscommunication, and they had to do blood work and just make sure everything's fine with me before surgery. So I have to show up extra early on Monday just to be able to have that done before surgery, which surgery starts at 11. But basically, he told me it's going to be an outpatient. Same day, I'll be able to go home, and my insurance is covering this. This is not considered under infertility. This is just a medical procedure that is covered through my insurance, which is great. And let's see if there's anything else I can tell you guys. He basically, like I said, he's just going into the tubes, checking everything, and we are not really going to discuss the possibilities of other things yet. We want to make sure that we are able to get this done first, find what the problem is, so then we can find a solution. And I'm just praying for this to be done and over with, and I'm able to get pregnant. I know what I got myself into. I wish that I wouldn't have gotten this Essure put in. However, I was in a very, very bad relationship, and my family, everyone told me, what if you meet someone else and then they're gonna want to have kids? And I just, in my mind at that time, I just thought nobody wanted to be with me. No one wants to be with me and raise two kids that are not theirs. And the universe and God has proven me wrong. There is someone out there, and that's my husband. Couldn't be more grateful for this, man. You guys have no idea everything we've been going through, and he's been my rock. Every time there's a challenge, an obstacle, something we have to face, he just always grabs me and tells me everything's gonna be okay, and we're gonna get through this. If we need to take out loans to pay whatever we need to do, we'll do. And I think that's what's making me more motivated not to give up and continue trying. And at the same time, I am grateful for a sense that I went through what I went through, got the Essure put in, because I probably wouldn't have been my husband now, and I probably would have been pregnant again by my ex-husband. So in a sense, everything happens for a reason, and everything that's been happening to me has happened the way it needed to. So I'm just going through some challenges, and I am going to overcome them. And I know that it's not easy. Trust me, it has not been easy. It's been an emotional roller coaster. I've been stressed. I've been overwhelmed. I've gone through every possible feeling, from excitement to possibilities to disappointment to everything. But I feel a little more comfortable now that we know what the problem is. We want to make sure that is the problem, and then find the solution and get it done. So I really don't have nothing else to say to you guys. That's everything I know as of right now that we're gonna be doing. Again, I will try to make another video for you guys depending on how I'm feeling, the day I get out of surgery, the day after, just to give you guys an update of how I'm doing. And luckily the doctor told me that once I leave the hospital, I will be leaving with the results of that surgery instead of waiting a couple days. Waiting sucks. Everybody hates it. So I'm going to have those results, and I will be sharing those with you guys and let you know. I know I'm not the only one going through this. I know people have even had hysterectomy after doing the Essure reversal. So I just pray that everything goes well for all of you guys that are going through this and are seeking to get the Essure reversal. Do your research. Find a good doctor that knows what they're doing, and don't take hysterectomy as an option. There are doctors out there that are willing to do the Essure reversal and are skilled. And ask questions. Write them down before you go to your appointment. Ask all the questions. Tell them how they're going to do the procedure, what exactly is going to happen. Ask the what ifs. I know that we shouldn't worry about the what ifs, but always ask for everything, because you want to make sure never to leave the hospital or your doctor's office with doubts and questions, and then you go on Google, and then Google has so many answers, and not all of them can be related to you, because everybody is different. So that's the suggestion I do give you guys. And you're paying your doctor, so ask the uncomfortable questions. Ask the things that you want to make sure that you're confident in this doctor. Like I said, with my old OBGYN that delivered my children, I went in because he's the one that put in the Essure, told me he couldn't do it, and if he did, it would be a hysterectomy. I took no for an answer, and here I am a few years later, Essure free, but I am now trying to conceive, and I have a doctor that's willing to do everything possible to make sure that happens. So there are doctors out there that are willing to do everything they can to make sure that you're happy and get what you want, no matter what. All you have to do is do your research, ask questions, and never leave the office without knowing. I think that's one of the things that bothered me a little bit, that I would go to the doctor and forget to ask him so many questions, and then when I left, I would have so many questions. I'm like, why didn't I ask him this, and why? I'm paying for his time, and I'm gonna make sure that from now on I ask everything I need to know. So I leave you guys with that. I hope it helps. Please pray for me. Please just share with me what you guys have been going through. Sometimes words of encouragement, or even just being there for one another, is gonna help us get through this. So I will talk to you guys soon. I have surgery. Today is Wednesday. I have surgery Monday, this coming Monday. So hopefully I'm able to make a video for you guys, and I will see you then. thank you guys, and thank you for all the love and support, and just thank you for being there, and allowing me to share this journey with you, because I think when you try to hold it all in, it's hard, and when you feel alone, it's even harder. You feel like that there's no possibility or hope, and I'm glad that I'm not the only one going through this, and we're able to support one another. So I will talk to you guys later. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.